When Obi-Wan Kenobi dueled Anakin on the volcanic planet of Mustafar, he was aware of the mountain that he would need to climb in order to defeat the Chosen One turned Sith Lord Darth Vader. Obi-Wan knew that Vader was more powerful in the Force and more skilled with the lightsaber than himself. Of course he knew this, as Obi-Wan was the one that had trained him. As the Jedi Master stepped off the cruiser to confront his former apprentice, he knew full well this may be the last lightsaber engagement he would ever participate in. Kenobi could almost feel the new power of Anakin as the dark side of the Force poured from his body. When the two of them began to duel is when Obi-Wan truly got a glimpse of what Anakin had become, as almost immediately Anakin nearly broke both of Obi-Wan's arms because of his powerful strikes. If Anakin had been powerful before, he was a different beast entirely now as a Sith Lord. As the engagement carried on, Obi-Wan sensed as if the fight was not going to fall in his favor, as the power of the Chosen One was too much for him. Even now, as Obi-Wan dueled his former apprentice, he could sense Anakin was growing more powerful by every passing moment. Every strike was more devastating than the last. Every step was more aggressive. Obi-Wan could literally see the power emanating from Anakin's eyes. This passage comes from the novelization for Revenge of the Sith, as Obi-Wan and Anakin meet the midpoint of their duel. As Anakin's lightsaber hummed toward him, a calm certainty filled Obi-Wan. Anakin was going to kill him. Oh, he'd made Anakin work for it. He'd fight with everything he had, but he was positive, with the sureness that came away from a Force-driven insight, that he would die at Anakin's hands. In this moment, Obi-Wan feels the power that Anakin has, and even has a minor vision through the Force, as he can feel that Anakin will be the one to strike him down. However, as we know, the Force works in mysterious ways, and Obi-Wan was correct by his vision. Although his death would come years later, it would come, and it would be by the hand of Anakin. Although, not on this day, not in the way that Obi-Wan had originally foreseen it. Nearly 2 decades later, on the first Death Star, Darth Vader would strike Obi-Wan down, but it would not occur on Mustafar, and Obi-Wan would ultimately be the one to walk away victorious, as the Force had willed it. Just as the Force granted to Obi-Wan a glimpse of his future, but not the future that he expected, as the Force was in his favor that day on Mustafar. However, he was granted affirmation that he would die by his apprentice's hand, which would come true years later. But that was the vision that Obi-Wan was granted of his death while dueling Anakin on Mustafar, and how he believed that he would die that day by Anakin's hand. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below, in this vision that the Force granted Obi-Wan while dueling Anakin. Thank you guys as always so much for the support and watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.